Good evening, LumB. How's that? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
How many sound engineers does it take to change a light bulb? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It strikes me that I have brought my Fifi glasses. Actually, on the subject of glasses, a friend of mine made a brilliant, he had a brilliant character, he was called Dennis the Grunty Fen. And Dennis the Grunty Fen always used to refer to these as lens, because each one was a len, and a pair of them were lens. Absolutely simple, isn't it? So was he. Anyway, I've got these glasses on, but these are the glasses that I use for reading my poems. I thought I'd give it a go not reading the poems tonight, which makes the glasses rather redundant. But I do like them.
No.
Anyway.
They are nice, yes.
Thank you,
yes.
thank you. My name's Fifi Fanshawe, with 3 Fs. That's 3 Fs out of your Scrabble bag already. And in view of something Dave said earlier this week, if you don't like my poems, you can call me Fifi Fanshawe. You can take an F off. Right. For purposes of this exercise, you've got to imagine that I am indeed much more glamorously dressed, and I am as slim as Betty, and I am so very, very glamorously dressed, including pair of stilettos, pattern tie, short skirt, etc., etc. I'm sure you get the picture. And also, I do have a voice as sexy as Anne's. In my dreams. I heard a lot tonight about childhood. And I had a terrible childhood, really. I wasn't always as glamorous as you see me now. I was indeed the product of a mixed marriage. 1 man and 1 woman. And my childhood was utterly, absolutely scarred by being ugly. And when I was born, I was so ugly the doctor slapped my mother. And that's, you see, and I'm saying now, I haven't always been this glamorous. I do know the pain of looking in a mirror and almost turning to stone. Now, those of you familiar with the works of Janice Ian, I learned the truth at 17, that love was made for beauty queens. No?
Yes.
It's just me.
Yes.
Right, thank you. She learned hers at 17, I learned mine much earlier. I learned the truth when I was 9. My nose was somewhat aquiline. My ears stuck out upon each side, like taxi doors flung open wide. My eyes were crossed, as were my teeth, one up the top, one underneath. My eyebrows in the middle met. I had a face you'd not forget. My chin was cleft, no cheekbones traced to lift the skin from off my face. It hung in dewlaps round my neck. In wind it flapped like sails on deck. I had a face no one could love, except my mum and God above. Life wasn't very fine when I was 9. I hardly left the house, it seems. To play outside was in my dreams, because I scared away the dogs and cats, mice, hamsters, rabbits, passing bats. Expectant mothers came to me when they were overdue. You see, they thought that I'd scare out the child. They called me ugly. That was mild compared to what my nature did to me when I was just a kid, because everybody stared at me, stunned by my physiognomy. To hide my face from public view, I wore a bag, and sometimes 2. I walked a cruel line, and I was 9. The doctors said the best for me was drastic plastic surgery. I'd have my features rearranged. Unhappy future would be changed. No more shot strangers. Looks aghast. My ugliness would be long past, and I'd be like a butterfly. The thought of it near made me cry. The plastic surgeon had a look. He turned away, his shoulders shook. But when he'd recomposed himself, he took a book down from the shelf and showed me how he'd make my face with everything in proper place. I would be born again when I was 10. I went under the surgeon's knife to give myself a better life. I put his prowess to the test. He tells me that he did his best. But the judge said that excuse was weak when he came up before the beak, because who would have thought he'd be so slack he put my face around the back. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk, kept stabbing myself with a fork whenever food was brought to me. My gob was round the back, you see. Before I could get out of bed, I had to have a whole new head. And that's why I sued that swine, Doc Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Thank you.